Welcome to Rider Gamer. My name's Kevin. Today's episode, we're just going to be asking that question, do video games cause violence? I was looking for something to talk about, and I came across this old article from March 8th, 2023, so not that old, still this year. And I've talked about violence and violent video games and the research, all that stuff. And yeah, relatively quickly, sidetracking, is that I'm not going to be home for about a week. I'm going to my uncle's house to house/dog sit. So, and he don't have no internet. That's also why the Let's Play that was supposed to be at 3:30 I have to cancel. Not to mention I'm also supposed to be going to my niece's birthday party later today. I have to leave in about an hour for that. So there's that one for you. Anyway, let's on to the subject of today's video. Do video games cause violence? The relationship between the two has fueled controversy for decades, but research suggests they don't deserve the blame. And that's the irony from this, is you can find more research articles that go against the claim that video games is the direct causation of violence in real world. But another thing that a lot of these researchers fail to realize is you don't need to research that kind of thing because numbers don't lie. That's the one thing you can ultimately learn about science. The only way numbers lie is if your math is wrong. Outside of that, numbers don't lie. How many people in the entire world consume violent entertainment, regardless of what form it comes in, whether we're talking a book, anime, manga, comic books, movies, television, etc., 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 etc. That's like billions of people. And how many of those people have committed a crime because of the violent entertainment that they consume? Fucking zero. Like, even every mass shooting that they've had where someone has stated like, oh, they practiced while playing Doom or they practiced while playing this video game, was never direct proof that the video game was the reason why they decided to commit the crime they ultimately committed. They were just using the video game as a tool to practice. And we can use the word practice loosely because there's actual research that has shown that just because you're good at shooting a gun in a video game does not mean you're good at shooting a gun in the real world. And yes, that is based on the premise that you've never actually shot a gun in the real world. Like, I remember, when was this? I think it was maybe 12, 13. I shot a semi-automatic rifle. They hit my father and his friend was there. They're like, hit the targets. They had a bunch of plastic bottles up on the hill. So I sat there and I shot. They're like, oh, you're pretty good. I'm sitting there, no, I don't think I'm pretty good. Looks like I hit a bunch of dirt more than the targets. And not to mention, technically it's a semi-automatic, so I would have hit something. But I think the majority of the bullets kind of went, well, in the dirt. First time I ever held a gun in general. The second time would be when I was in the military, doing the marksman test for my handgun. Completely sucked at it. When it came to the shotgun, because you have to hold it down at your waist and try and aim, yeah, I was even worse with the fucking shotgun. I'm pretty good at shooting things in a video game, though. So you get the point, right? Right. Anyway, I just wanted to quickly talk about this. It doesn't need to be very long because at the end of the day, you know, you don't need research to prove that violent video games are somehow not the direct causation of real-world violence because the numbers don't lie. There are billions of people across the world that interact with violent entertainment on a regular basis, and they're just as normal as you and me. And for the people that somehow, you know, are somehow quote-unquote related, oh, they own Grand Theft Auto, get the fuck out of here. Who cares? Yeah, I mean, where's all these senators and governors talking about, well, you know, the bank robber had a bunch of heist movies. You don't see that shit. You don't see that shit. So shut the fuck up, senators. You're dumb. You're dumb. You're retarded.